What is up, Benchwarmers, and welcome to Week 1, the first matchup Misfits, which is my Week 1 pick'em episode 1 of matchup Misfits. Now, what I'm going to be doing here is on my very professional Adobe PDF file I'll be using the highlighter. Green means win. And yellow means could win. Now, make no mistake, green is my pick to win. But yellow is just me giving credit to the team that I think could win. It's by no means a cop-out. I'm going to be keeping count of my wins that I have correct, and it's only going to be the green ones. That's just me trying to give credit where credit is due. Oh, it's a lot more than there was before. What happened here? Oh, well. It's green and yellow. Okay, so tomorrow, Week 1, the NFL season 2020 finally starts up. So excited. So Week 1. Oh, that's why I was using the... Week 1, Game 1, Thursday night, opening the season, Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl champs, defending champs versus the Houston Texans, the team that they humiliated in the divisional round. They blew a 24-point lead in 5 minutes to the Chiefs. And they don't have DeAndre Hopkins anymore. But Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes, the two highest paid quarterbacks in the league currently. And the Bears took Mitch Trubisky over both of them. So, this is the Trubisky Bowl. Kansas City, Houston, who's going to win? It's KC, and it's not even close. Sorry, Houston. Houston, I think, could win this, but I'm not going to put it as a toss-up game because it's kind of out there for Houston to win. Houston's defense is suspect. Their pass rush, yeah, sure, could be good, but their secondary, not so much. Their offense, like I said, they don't have DeAndre Hopkins, and Brandon Cooks. I got one of the guys that they traded for him to try and fill that Hopkins void. He might not even play. So they got Cobb, Fuller, and Stills, and probably another guy that I don't know. They got Duke and David Johnson in the backfield. Nah. And the Chiefs, they only got better. They kept just about all... I'm pretty sure they kept all their pieces and added Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think maybe Watson keeps it kind of close for a good amount of the game. But eventually Casey's going to run away with it. And then they're just going to ground pound it. I almost said week 2. I'm used to doing my whole season predictions. So, game 2. Seattle versus Atlanta. Seattle, you don't have Clowney. And you cut Shaquem Griffin. Which, that's a shame. You always want to see a player like that succeed. I mean, I say a player like that, and you always want to. How many players have one hand? Just Shaquem Griffin. I hope he signs somewhere. I really do. But you get Josh Gordon back, and this time, he's not going to leave because of marijuana, because the league allows it now. DK Metcalf could take the second step, and always Tyler Lockett. I think Seattle's offense is going to be pretty scary, and you know what they got in that backfield, too. Atlanta. You always have Julio Jones. Calvin Ridley's he's a great number 2. Now you have Todd Gurley. But which Todd Gurley are you getting? Still walking arthritis Todd Gurley is my guess. So I'm going to say Seattle wins this one. And, obviously, every team here has some semblance of a chance. But I'm really only going to put that yellow if it's a squeaker. It's hard for me to choose between these two teams That's when I put the yellow. So I'm not putting it for Atlanta. I don't really think they have that big of a chance against Seattle. But week 1, you never know. We could be getting the Atlanta that we always expect, but never get. The on paper Atlanta is still a Super Bowl contender, but I don't think they're going to be that with Dan Quinn. So, game 3, Jets, Bills. Bills. Stephon Diggs is that deep threat Josh Allen has been missing. They still got Devin Singletary. I think he might take that next step, being the feature back instead, and they don't have Frank Gore anymore. I think Buffalo is taking that division. That defense is going to eat the Jets alive. The Jets, maybe Darnold takes that next step. He finally finds his footing and he stops seeing ghost. Darnold, he ain't afraid of no ghost, but maybe he is still. We'll find out week 1 on Sunday. But he's not beating the Bills. Now this one, Chicago versus Detroit. Trubisky named the official starter. Detroit signed Adrian Peterson. Allen Robinson, Kenny Golladay. And Marvin Jones and TJ Hawkinson. And Chicago has Jimmy Graham. That's adorable. Now, Chicago's defense is obviously way better than Detroit. But that offense is sketchy. And Matt Stafford, he's healthy. They were contenders last year when the team was healthy. But I'm going to say Chicago, this is my first squeaker game. Chicago could win it because of that defense. And not to mention, Trubisky, he has a very good track record against the Lions. But I don't know if that continues. Now, Trubisky, now he's fighting for a starting job. He's got to keep it. He slips up. Foles is in. So maybe he just goes off. But I just think Detroit's going to be a good team this year, given that they're healthy. Now, Green Bay and Minnesota, I promise you I'm not being biased. Actually, I just got news about the Packers. Let me take a look. Wow. Live news. There it is. Okay. Packers added a wide receiver. So, Packers cut Jake Kumaro, which was heartbreaking. He signed with the Bills. God bless. I hope he goes off with them. But the Packers got a wide receiver that the Bills cut. Robert Foster. And he just, they signed him to the practice squad. Well, they just brought him up because they had some guys on IR, so now he's on the roster. And I doubt he'll probably be a healthy scratch. But I'm going to pick Green Bay. For one, other news that came out today, Danielle Hunter is on IR. The only real thing that the only real weakness they have on offense is right tackle. Now, some people might say, oh, but the receivers suck. Well, you still got Devontae Adams. You're definitely not weak at running back. And in training camp, the guards, center, and obviously David Bakhtiari have been doing really well. Danielle Hunter, if they only have to deal with Yannick Ngakoue, and they could double team him and then just single team everybody else, Green Bay, I just don't think they have much to worry about. Now, their defense, they got to worry about defending Dalvin Cook, but Minnesota's offensive line is in shambles. Has been for years. And the Smith brothers last year ate them alive. And they're probably going to do it again. So I'm going to say Green Bay wins this. And I'm not going to make it a squeaker. Because it's not that hard of a choice for me. Not to mention that Kirk Cousins threw quite a few picks to the Packers. Well, at least a couple. Kevin King, he got at least 2 of them. So, next game, Miami versus New England, Patriots versus Dolphins. I'm going to say the Patriots. Now, I am not the biggest fan of the Patriots this year. I never am, but this is in regards to how good I think they'll be. Maybe Miami could take this, but Fitzpatrick was named the starter. Cam Newton was named the starter. Cam Newton, former MVP. Maybe Bill brings him back to that. I don't really think so, because who does he have to throw to? They cut Mohamed Sanu. And they had 8 opt-outs. They lost a lot of pieces. Miami added a lot of pieces. Difference is, Bill Belichick, Brian Flores. I think Bill knows how to work without a preseason. Miami needed a preseason more than anybody. New England needed one too, for sure, with the pieces they got, but not as bad as Miami. And Miami always finds a way to win in New England. Or at least beat New England once. I don't see it. Eagles versus Washington. Eagles, it's not even close. Sorry. It's really not. The Eagles are winning. And, I've been hearing rumors about injuries. I think Carson Wentz is still going to play. They probably have the edge on running back, but we don't really know what Washington has. I think this might... The Eagles are just better. They are. I don't have to go into it anymore. This one's a tough one, though. This one's going to be my second squeaker. One of these is going to be yellow, and it's going to be the Panthers. Now, the Raiders, they're always kind of middle of the pack there, or worse. But they got Hunter Renfrow and Henry Ruggs. That's okay. Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs. Solid offense. Defense is okay. But Carolina, I'm giving them credit here mainly because I just don't trust the Raiders. But Carolina's good. They're not going to do that well this year. You got a new quarterback, a couple new receivers. No Greg Olsen. You still got Christian McCaffrey. So I always got to give him a chance because of that. But you don't have Luke Kuechly. Your defense is very suspect. McCaffrey could, you got a new head coach too. It's just, I don't see you winning it. Well, I guess I can't say that. You got Christian McCaffrey, Teddy Bridgewater is very serviceable, and your receivers that you have are really good, but it's probably going to take a couple games to really get it together. Another team that could have used a preseason pretty badly. But because of who you have on that offense, I'm going to say you have a chance, and it's a toss-up. But I'm going to give it to the Raiders. Now, Colts-Jags. Colts. They have the edge in every way. Every feasible way. Now, maybe Minshew at this point is actually better than current Phillip Rivers. Even so, Jags are in full tank mode. They gave away everybody on their defense and Leonard Fournette. Colts are going to get up early and just going to ground pound with Mack and Taylor. Cleveland versus Baltimore. Ravens, Browns. I'm going to go Baltimore here, and I'm not going to put the Browns as a squeaker because I think Baltimore's just that good. Again, Lamar Jackson, he's probably going to regress a bit, but I think he's going to rely more on the passing game because he wants to go a little bit away from that running back thing, and he's probably playing with a chip on his shoulder like, hey, I can't win a playoff game. I got to prove I can do it. It's going to be a hell of a game, but the running game, even if they don't have Lamar Jackson running more, still dangerous. Mark Ingram and now J.K. Dobbins. Cleveland, new head coach. That's, oh man. How can I talk about Cleveland and not bring up Odell Beckham? I mean, that's just a crappy situation. But given his stats last year, he was kind of the number 2 wide receiver. Okay, there's my shots at Odell for the week. I'll see you all next week. Bye. But anyway, Stefanski is, I think, the right guy. He's a hard ass. He's going to yell at them. And with a team with a bunch of personalities, you need that. But you got Chubb and you got Hunt in the backfield. That is an amazing running back tandem. Assuming Hunt goes back to his Chiefs ways that he did when he was in KC, he was unstoppable. If he does that and Chubb is still Nick Chubb, you can't. How do you stop that running tandem? But if Baker takes that step, he finally figures it out. Now that he's got the coach, I think he will. Browns are going to be a team to look out for, and I'm going to look out for them all season. Just not week 1. Chargers versus Bengals. It's the Chargers. Joe Burrow, I hear, has been slinging it in practice. But that's practice, and your defense is suspect. You got a new quarterback. You got some new receivers. I just could have used preseason, but you didn't get it. Joe Burrow, I think he's going to be good. He's probably going to be Rookie of the Year, but it's not going to be enough to beat teams like the Chargers. Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Bucks versus Saints. It's going to be Saints, mainly because of experience. I'm going to say the Bucks could win, though. This one's definitely a toss-up. This one, it's hard. This one is legitimately hard. On one hand, you have the Saints. Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara. And the Saints defense, no slouch. They're pretty good. And they've proven time and time again how good they are. The Buccaneers, however, while they, as a team, are kind of inexperienced, they are still stacked. Shady McCoy is going to end up being their third string running back. That's hella good depth. I think Ronald Jones is going to be solid, but they got Leonard Fournette now, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronk, O.J. Howard, and Tom Brady. But which Gronk and Brady are you getting? Gronk's been removed for a year, and he was a shell of himself the year he retired. Brady kind of looked like he fell off that cliff finally last year. I am sorry to any fantasy owners that own Chris Godwin or Mike Evans, but I don't think they're going to be putting up the numbers you want. Because Brady is not the deep passer that Jameis is. He's kind of the check down, think and dunk, and he's going to be giving it to the running backs and Gronk. But also Mike Evans, he might not even play this game. He's a game time decision right now, dealing with a hamstring, which is what he got hurt and missed the rest of the season last year with his hamstring. Is it the same one? I don't know. But I'm going to give it to the Saints, the team that is experienced together. Cardinals, 49ers. This is going to come as a surprise, but I'm picking the Cardinals. Obviously, I'm putting the 49ers as a possible win. As a very possible win. It's a toss-up game. Biggest reason I'm giving the Cardinals a chance. I'm saying that they're winning. 49ers are dealing with injuries right now. And, maybe a lot of that's just smoke, just to kind of throw off the Cardinals. But I've been hearing that their receivers mainly keep getting hurt. And they even brought in a couple guys that if I remember correctly, I heard that they brought in a couple guys to make up for the guys they had who were hurt, and even they got hurt. Their first round pick, Kinlaw, hurt. I heard Nick Bosa might be dealing with some injury. I doubt he'll sit out this game. He'll play, unless it's really serious and they're just keeping it on the down low. But even so, yeah, you got good running backs. Yeah, you got George Kittle. But if you don't have the receivers, I think the Cardinals, they're not a slouch. They almost beat the 49ers twice last year, and this is an improved roster. So I'm going to give it to the Cardinals. There you go to my friends who are Cardinals fans. Cowboys and Rams. Cowboys. Easily going to be the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy knows how to do it with weapons, and boy, do the Cowboys have them. Rams overpaid Jalen Ramsey, and that's that. And with the final two games, Monday night, Steelers, Giants. It's going to be Steelers, but this one's definitely going to be close. Because I think Daniel Jones, Sterling Shepard, Saquon Barkley, they are going to give that defense a little bit of trouble, but also I trust that Pittsburgh defense. I don't know if I trust their offense. Big Ben's coming back off of an injury. We don't know which Big Ben we're getting. But the Giants, I don't know if I trust their defense because we have no idea what they're going to be. And with the final game, I'm going to have to go with Denver. But again, this one, squeaker. It's a toss-up. Because what Titans are we going to get? I think Titans, A.J. Brown, and Ryan Tannehill, solid. Obviously, Derrick Henry. And that defense, very solid. Denver's defense is very suspect, especially with the news of Von Miller is going to be out the entire season. And I definitely think Tennessee could take this. In fact, you know what? No, I'm switching it. I'm going to say Titans win. I was thinking Broncos, but they just learned that Von Miller is going to be out just a couple days ago. It sucks. But I think Broncos are going to be a contending team. But it's going to take a bit. So that was episode 1, Matchup Misfits. These are my predictions for week 1. And I will see you next week.